Good evening, mein Liebens. You probably wonder what justifies this special occasion of having a vlog up in town. You know, I always forget to take the alarm off. The number of times, I tell you, when I've had it in the full alarm mode. The moment you flick the ignition all the way into run, and you've got the alarm fully on, or and you've got the alarm fully on, all tunnel. The thing just starts shouting like an absolute mentalist, which is precisely why Dulcie calls me a noob and a fail on the bike, which is so true. I just never put those bits on the video. Actually, and now that I said Dulcie's name without warning, since he's watching, he's going to get buskehalvos, which I think is a shit clot. Anyway. Probably going to get a nail from that. Come on, fuckers. No, anyway, I actually had something a bit more serious to talk about today while I'm on my way up to the Ace. Hottest day of the year, supposedly. So why not go make a trip? I'm not sure I was actually going to be there. I know, don't know if Ms. Pickle Poo will be there. Crotch Rocket's coming on his new GS with his new Leo Vinci exhaust as well. Good to hear. I presume Le Baffle is already out. The Baffleoctomy. God, I'm really slurring my words today. I swear I haven't had a drink. So I had my birthday a few days ago, which unfortunately puts me firmly in the twilight years of my 20s. I don't know, does anyone else do this? Do you use the curb as a stand? I always like to use the curb. It feels like a stool. But yeah, for the first time in my life, I'm just kind of feeling like my youth is escaping me. Approaching 30, the big three. Honestly, I refuse to turn 30. I think I'll do the. Is it a Sex and the City thing? Just remain 29 forever. If it's possible, if I find the fountain of youth. So you gotta love that with loud pipes, just no one gets in your fucking way. But I was kind of thinking of, like, one of the reasons why I started riding was kind of because I'd never really done something for myself. Not that I've never done anything, I've done plenty of other things that I like, but you know, really something I just wanted to do for myself as like a hobby, because until I finished my degree, everything was basically education related. It was just, it's kind of draining in a way. I mean, I don't want to call riding a bike a quarter-life crisis. I mean, quarter-life crises are the current fashion, thank you. Good excuse to spend money. Yeah, I kind of got a bit bored of doing things, like, even though my parents, ever since I was a kid, like, took me and my sister travelling everywhere around the world. So I've seen a lot. I mean, the only thing I haven't really seen is Antarctica, like proper Africa, and Australia. So the rest I've sort of vaguely seen. And in a way, I came to the point where I've actually travelled enough that for long haul travel that I don't go on long haul trips anymore unless my plane has a bed. I mean, I hate trying to squeeze up into some tiny little seat for 14-hour flights. Just rough. But no, riding a bike has actually made me want to actually start travelling again. Go to faraway places, like I went to Japan, and ride a bike, see things that, you know, that just not really on the tourist trail. So my fear of getting older, it's not like I've got some weird Peter Pan complex that I want to remain a kid forever. I want to remain pertinent point would be I want to remain without commitments and obligations for a little longer. Take my education, that was pretty much everything that I did at school was, had a purpose of bettering myself, becoming a better person. I mean, for Christ's sake, the school that I got sent to it's older than most sovereign countries. I should have been a bit more serious when I was doing my A-levels, and I didn't get the grades that I was meant to get, so it meant that I didn't go to Imperial to do my Masters in Aerospace Engineering. I still went to a good uni, but kind of when all your friends go to Oxford and Cambridge and UCL and all top unis, it's kind of like meh. I know it's just name collecting, but like everything during that first 25 years of my life in school, had a purpose. There was a sort of a target, a sort of a roadmap laid out ahead. Like when I was 7, I started playing rugby so that I'd have a better chance of going to school that I went to, and did like piano and clarinet up to like grade 6 and grade 7. If any of you guys know what that means, it's sort of like it's nearly like when you finished everything and then you sort of, I guess, play for your own enjoyment. But I was never like overly interested in it. I did it because it does definitely make you a more rounded individual. So I wouldn't change anything that I've done. I mean, I did one thing that was pretty fun, which was for myself. I look at London. I just love coming over the bridges. It's the prettiest city in the world. I did scuba diving, but the only thing with scuba diving is you've always got to go somewhere like, the Red Sea, or I don't know, Belize or Great Barrier Reef in order for it to be good diving. I mean, you can do diving in England, but it's often just like in some murky swamp which is cold, which is kind of not fun. It's the one thing about when you go to meet, or when you're actually riding a bike on a Friday evening, is everybody else is at a bar. I can't go to a bar and have a drink. It should be like some weird little anti-alcohol pill, so you can go somewhere on your bike and then take this pill afterwards, so which neutralizes all the alcohol, and then you can ride back home again. This is a really cool pub here on the corner on Victoria Street. This really elaborate it's called the Albert. I haven't been actually for an age. I just like it because it's so traditional. So in terms of fun hobbies that I did, the scuba diving, that I did for myself. I think that CBR 600F that just went past, and I was actually looking at, I'm pretty sure that has the plate that I was looking at. It was at Chiswick Honda. So the problem with scuba diving is that you've always got to like travel somewhere. You can't just get up in the morning like you do with your bike and just go straight away and go for a brat. The other thing which I wanted to do, I wanted to get my private pilot's license, but when it was sort of time to do it after I finished school while I was in uni, the recession and just my parents just couldn't. I just didn't want to force them to put down 10 grand for me to get my license. It'd just be unfair. That was after but I still did have. I was in the RAF section of the CCF, and went a few times to do some flying. What is it? It was I think it was like a Grob tutor or something, single engine prop. It's pretty fun because the RAF pilots, they sort of ask you what you want to do, and they definitely do oblige when you say you want to learn how to do acrobatics. So you so I learned about, what did I do? Barrel rolls, loop the loops, stall turns. So like when you take the aircraft straight up and you let it stall, and then you let it then fall off either to the port or the starboard, which is a really weird sensation. So now I wanted to become. That's what I wanted to do. I really wanted to actually have my plane before I got a motorbike. But you kind of figure as you grow up that there's certain things that you can't have on a whim, which is annoying.